So there were cultures. Way, 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 way back. Like, back in the land of Canaan times, right? We hear about this stuff in the Bible. It's like the history of the Bible and the way the culture was. I'm just wondering, the idea of land ownership, did that come from the Jews? Like, was that a Jewish culture thing? Like, were there not other... Because they were like, this is our land for our inheritance, right? They were obsessed with that. The other tribes had their land. Was that, like, unique to the Jews, or was that always done? That would be interesting. I'm just wondering if, like, the idea of land ownership, where that comes from. Has it always been done in every culture as just territory kind of thing? Or is that unique to one culture and then that idea spread? I was told that the Native Americans did not have land ownership. That could be propaganda too. It could be there were territories where people would go. They're just like, yeah, you can use this one too. You know. But there's limits on resources too. Like, the land can only support so much. So there likely is territory stuff. Land ownership. So I guess that might just be a natural thing people do. Maybe a natural thing every living thing does on this planet is land ownership. Maybe land ownership makes sense. When you divide it out parcel by parcel, small lots, more can live there because they feel it's more tolerable. Because if you don't own it, it's not as tolerable to be so close to everyone. It'd be very scary. Because of the territory things, the land can only support so much. And if you don't have a bunch of, like, outside infrastructure holding the whole thing together, it's going to become a little bit crazy. Very scary. And is that the goal of some, like, nefarious overlord who's like in charge of this, you know, like Org, some kind of thing, some kind of, like, group or person who's, like, wanting it to go back to some kind of primitive utopia of tribes? Or is this just kind of like the natural course of what humans do? And it's just kind of one of those accidents of our nature. And then I guess if you view it as either way, it'll be okay, a new beginning, or some sort of way to sustain peace. Well, either way, it'll be okay. But is the ultimate goal sustaining peace? Is it like the ultimate goal is kind of like the Star Trek situation where there are a lot of humans, but, like, we've made it work in a peaceful way, like in harmony with each other. We figured out a way to do it. But then there's like, oh, but the one world government, that's going to be like some kind of, you know, super bad thing. And it's like, oh yeah, that is in there. That's scary. I wonder what that means, because it definitely makes sense that we would just want to try to love each other. But there is that warning about not doing a one world government thing, like one world utopia thing, which I don't know why that would be. Isn't Satan bound for like 2,000 years? I don't know. Maybe it has to come to pass a different way. Maybe this is just the start of it. This is just like the beginning of like how it goes. We're just here to witness it, just to see what's going to happen. Maybe we have reached some sort of threshold and just naturally we'll do it. There's nothing like we have to do at this point, but just be our individual selves and things will happen as they happen. I kind of think if there's a fence sitter, though, you could just kind of like jump on board with either side. Like, no matter what, you're going to have to pick a side. So, wheat or tear. I don't know. The wheat side looks like it sucks, though, if you read Matthew 24. But the tear side seems like it sucks more, like, throughout. I don't know. It's hard to know which side's going to be the best. I just think, like, love and cooperation, that's, like, the best side of all. And if you could sustain that, we won't have to go through all that horrible stuff. If you could sustain love, looking out for your neighbor's needs and having no poor among you, like the city of Enoch, went up. Just hard to know what you're supposed to do, And I kind of wonder if no leader among you as well. Like, no poor among you, no leader among you. Let's not make, like, anybody exalted above the other. It'll be like in the temple when everyone's just equal and just there as equals. Nobody's an exalted being on a throne. Everyone's just equals in the temple. I think that's how it's supposed to be in heaven. So I think God's exalted, maybe. We exalt God. But Jesus definitely said, why do you call me master? There's only one great, but God, right? There's only one God. Only one good, but God. I don't know. A lot of questions. Man, I love Snoop Dogg too. I don't even know why. Just like his presence. He just has that calm presence. Just a really great presence. If we could all just be calm. If we could all be calm like under Snoop Dogg. See, I would just rather probably hang out with Snoop Dogg than Professor Umbridge, right? We just know these things are good. We just know these things are better. There's just a better way to live, I don't know why it takes we have to convince anybody. Is it because of pride? Is pride the thing? I don't know. Maybe pride's the whole thing. And that would suck. It would suck if we lose Zion because of pride. It would suck if we couldn't do Star Trek because of pride. Get it together, Captain Janeway. They had pride too, but they had an infrastructure of society. I think we have a pretty good infrastructure of society. Is that what it means when, like, the gospel would be spread throughout the corners? Like, we have kind of an understanding of, like, a decent structure with which to frame your culture on so things go well for you. I don't know, but if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Well, but we're going to do it over here. Like, if you want to do that with us, you can. But we like that stuff. We like to be, like, thinking about things and be gadgety and stuff. You can help us if you want. We can trade and stuff. But I think we should also be very ethical and very, very, very cautious and concerned with ethics and, like, farming practices and human resource practices, humanitarian practices. I think we should be very, very cautious about dealing with other groups if they're not going to be ethical in their dealings. We should make sure that things are, like, good before you trade with somebody. I feel like you can't do that if you're desperate. Self-sufficiency really might be the very best thing to be doing, is being self-sufficient so you don't have to be not sovereign anymore. Because if you're not self-sufficient, then you're beholden to whoever holds the carrot above you. You're beholden. There's nothing you can do if you're not able to meet your own needs in your group. I think we're pretty smart. I think we could meet a lot of needs in our various groups. And we could help the others, like the people in the cities, what are they going to do? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Rely heavily on the communities outside, that's for sure. And that's ironic, isn't it? Because up is down, down is up. And the really, really rich people, they're going to be coming to the poor people, like in some kind of apocalypse of invasion. The cities are going to literally invade the country looking for food. Isn't that ironic? Invasion. And are we beholden to give unto you now because we're the producers, Oh, jeez. What do you do with these brothers and sisters? You got to do some rooftop gardens and stuff, and just you've got to do some chickens and be wise about waste, using compost and stuff. You got to be doing wise practices, and you probably think you could do more than you can. It might not be possible, to compost that much into soil, like you think. There's some learning curves to things. You gotta figure out how to do stuff. Might be wise to know how to do stuff. And I just think there's gonna be a lot of panicking. I think I don't know what to do. I think, woe unto the person who's in a city. I think that's in the Bible. I don't know. Phew. I don't know what to do. I think we just need to boldly love our enemies. Just bold. I don't know. Do we love our enemies at that point? Do we work on our own survival? I don't know. If it's already crashing, it didn't work. Can you turn it around once it's crashing? I don't know. When is it prudent to just agree with your enemy that he's in the way so he doesn't deliver him to the judge? And when is it wise to just forsake all and follow him? And if you love them more than me, then you don't love me. And many will call on my name, Lord, Lord, in the last days. And I'll say, I knew thee not. You didn't do the stuff. And when are you supposed to do that? And when are you supposed to say, hey, if you shall try to save your life, you'll lose it. And if you lose your life, for my sake, you'll find it. When is that? And Ecclesiastes says there's a time and a place for all things. Just between you and God, you discern that stuff. You know what's right to do. If your kid asks for a fish, you don't give him a stone. Tell him it's the same thing. You know. You don't look at that girl freezing on the floor and go, that's fine. You don't look at, okay, that girl, but that group of women constantly complaining at the cold, constantly shivering, freezing, every time you look, they're in various states of being cold and shivering. You don't look at that and go, that's fine. Do you? I'm on that bend right now. I'm on that freaking crusade because that just happened. I'm just being a whiny baby about it too. But it was bad. It was I don't know. It's because I'm older now. It's because I'm at 40, where now it's I'm seeing those little kids, they're little kids, 20 somethings. They're children. you're doing this to children. This is horrific. This is cruel. This is, like, not cool. And you're doing it to old ladies. There's also old ladies. And then there's, like, people who are used to it and just, like, deal with it. It's just, like, I don't know. I just don't think it's good to do as a practice. I think there's so much room for an abuse of power in that situation. I think using the cold for behavior management it's on the side of cruel. It's on the side of definitely cruel. Not just because I had a bad experience. It's not like I can't endure that or, like, bear with that. That's another thing, is, like, I can endure that. I can bear with that. I can deal with it. But this time, I'm, like, letting myself feel. It's harder. It's yuckier. I feel like it's better for me overall, but it's, like, traumatic. So am I making myself traumatized by feeling, like, I don't know, like, jumpy or scared? Like, if I think the cops are outside, I'll just, like, think, like, oh no, what if the cops are outside right now? What if they're coming to get me? Or, like, it's just, it's terrifying. It's just, am I, like, dwelling on it too much, letting it affect me? Because I'm definitely I'm trying to analyze it, so I'm definitely dwelling on it more than, like, I normally would. Maybe that's affecting me, but I would just, like, try to push it under the rug. Maybe I would just have, like, be randomly scared and not even really analyzing my body, not just trying to recognize it, just trying to, like, moving on. That's just how life feels sometimes. I don't know. This time I'm trying to analyze it, put names to it, be like, oh my gosh, that's an indication that there was something, like, wrong going on there, you know. At least wrong for me, and I would guess it's wrong for a lot of people. And then just when you look at it logically, it's like, yeah, that's probably objectively wrong. That's probably an objectively wrong thing to do. There's probably objectively needing to be repentance, just a turning away from incorrect action, just a turning away from it, just turn away from it, just don't do it anymore. Yeah. I don't know how much more resources it would take to, like, turn the heat up. I would imagine less, because it takes a lot of resources to keep it cold. Like, I don't know. But you don't want it inhumanely hot either. You're holding people there. They can't go anywhere or do anything. They're not there by choice. I feel like if you're going to hold people as punishment, then you have to hold them somewhat comfortably. Like, they can't be in constant pain. I don't know if the heat is pain like the cold. I feel like the heat's not as painful as the cold. Although it is quite alarming. Like, it can get quite hot. And just, like, really uncomfortable. I almost think the extreme heat is uncomfortable, where the extreme cold is more like a pain. I wonder if that's, like, evolutionary. You know, I think, like, oh, because pain means avoid it. Like, it's like it could be a mortal injury. You could die. Pain means, like, a signal to your body that you should stop doing something. But, like, people don't usually die of heat. Heat's, like, fine, usually. It's usually desirable. But cold, you could die of. It's crucial that you stay out of the cold. And is that why Northern Europeans are so good at figuring stuff out? It's because we have, like, a crucial situation. If we don't figure it out, we die. So it's, like, a really crucial thing. We figure the cold out. But now we just don't like the heat as much. I don't know. I don't like the heat that much. I don't like it, but it's not painful. I could see if I was just ridiculously hot in there, I would be like, okay, that was miserable. But it wasn't, like, inhumanely painful. I might think it's inhumanely miserable, maybe, depending on how hot or humid it was. Because if you can't get out of it, if you can't move around a little bit, that is a little bit inhumane. But, like, I don't know. If it's just for a day or two, I don't know. You could control people with the heat. Like, I don't, maybe that would be better than the cold. So like, it subdues people. The cold subdues people. No, it doesn't. It makes people agitated. Everybody knows that. And also when you're so hot, what do you do when it's so hot? You lay around. Everybody wants to lay around when it's warm and nice. I feel like the cold is agitating. How would you not know that? I feel like that might be an on purpose thing. Like, is that on purpose? Are you agitating on purpose and then saying it to subdue and just like as a social experiment, or like an act of cruelty? Like, is it just an act of sadism? Or somebody like really sadistic, just really getting off on like every prisoner just enduring this minor torture in this way? Like, what is this? And it's like the culturally here is the same as Utah. I find that interesting too. It's similar. Like, how did this happen? Maybe it's just human nature. When they have authority over others, they just turn cruel. I don't know. I think that's just a case for maybe anarchy. Maybe we shouldn't have someone over others, because it seems like whenever there's somebody over others, seems like they turn cruel. And the question is, does the cream rise to the top? You know, do the cruel just kind of like get to the top because they're cruel? Or the other way, does just being at the top make someone cruel? Just like bring that out in the nature somehow? Possibly. I think there's some experiments done that would indicate that just the act of wearing an authoritative uniform would like bring out the cruelty in you. It's like, oh, that's crazy. Same person. Oh man. So maybe if you feel like you have authority over someone else, another adult, maybe that's inappropriate. Maybe that's Satan's plan. Maybe that's satanic. Because didn't I don't know. I think Brigham Young even said, like, if I can't persuade my children with like reason and thought, then I have no business like forcing them to do anything. I think he said something like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I feel like I'm more on the force and control with my children. I feel like we have dominion over our children. We should try not to exercise unrighteous dominion, but then where's the line? How do you know if you're exercising unrighteous dominion over your children? You definitely know you're exercising unrighteous dominion over another adult when you tell another adult what to do and you expect them to do it, or you have a negative emotional reaction. If you have a negative emotional reaction when another adult doesn't do what you tell them to do, you have unrighteous dominion feelings. Right? Unless that adult is like infringing upon your like property rights or physical rights, right? Like, you can't hit me or like come into my house without my permission, you know. I think we have rights, certain rights that all of us like to enjoy. So I think as long as you're not infringing, then we shouldn't have strong or any negative emotional reactions when another adult is choosing a different path or a different thing to do, as long as they're not infringing on our rights. Right. So if you think about it, we have a pretty good society. We're set up similarly to what I'm talking about already. Like, we just need to go a little further, I think. Or maybe there's a few people who are like ruining it for everyone. I don't know. We're close though. I think we're dang close. And maybe we just go, okay, We just say, no more money, no more clocks. Give your teacher dirty socks. I don't know. No more money, no more clocks. Let's just all look around and see what each other might have in need. And then you just see in your community what you can help each other with. And maybe we can't own more than we can manage. And if you find some unmanaged land, you can petition people in the area to obtain it. Maybe there could be some rules. Rules, though? I mean, that doesn't sound like anarchy, right? I feel like rules to live by. Maybe rules of the land, but no clear leader. Is that possible? Is it possible to live by rules on the land, but no clear leader? Maybe just everything democratic. Literally everything. This song, though. Some of them are like right, but some of them are not. You're like, wait, there's tales that haven't been told. What are you talking about? No shoulder that hasn't been leaned on. I feel like there probably has. Are there no bigots that haven't been clowned? I feel like there's bigots that haven't been clowned. I think there's mothers that haven't been ignored. I think that happens. But I hear the sentiment. And that's profound, you know? That's like, yes. Yeah, who doesn't understand this? So I got the CD finally, so I can listen to it in the car. It's been pretty good so far. So I can listen to it while I'm doing other things. It's nice to have it in the background. I'm gonna get some more CDs. They're expensive now, though. Jeez. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I hope love figures it out. I hope we figure it out in love. It kind of feels like something catastrophic's about to happen. But that could just be our doomsday programming from all the shows we've watched as a kid and from books we've read and prophecies we listened to and believe. We could just do a better thing. Like, jeez. I don't know. I think no matter what, though, even if we turn around and start doing everything in love, I think it's going to be pretty crazy. I think everyone's going to have a radically different lifestyle that they're not used to. It's going to throw the whole thing into chaos. People aren't going to know how to handle things. Fairies. It's the music. Stop. It always freaks me out at night. What if there is actually something there? It's probably just the music, but now I'm scared. Anyway, I'm gonna go.